Yo, what's up guys, Gray here, and today we have got our draft analysis for the CGT, the Champions of Galar Tournament. This is basically a Champions League of 8th gen Wi-Fi. Everybody in this league has won at least one championship in the many leagues that have gone on during this gen, and with that there's something like 35 championships between every coach that's in there. It's kind of absurd. There's a lot of good coaches, so this is going to be a tough league. It's hyper competitive, and yeah, make sure to check out every coach in the CGT this season. I say this season, I don't know if there's going to be a future season. We're going to see, I guess, if we stay in Galar after this, after Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Yeah, that's right. Drop after the season finishes. This is kind of meant to be the big kind of last tournament sort of thing, but last league before those games drop. Something of a send off to 8th gen, which for some has been the worst gen, I guess, for competitive, at least for draft league, because a lot of coaches have dropped off. For others, it's been really fun, and for me, it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed it, despite the land timer being a thing. I've not found that to be too much of an issue, but obviously for others it did. We're going to see what the future holds, but for now, this is what this is our final league, basically, of 8th gen. For now, we'll see what happens after that, but at least for Sword and Shield, this is it. Yeah, so we were second in the draft order, and we were able to pick up Mew as our first pick. We would have loved Dragapult, would have loved to pick up Urshifu again, but I did want to use something a bit different. Urshifu would have been a click button sort of mon, which is great. It's a very good mon. Honestly, I think it's the second best mon. Sorry, there we go. It's a bit more central. Don't have to webcam, but it was at an angle and it was annoying me. Yeah, so Urshifu I think is the second best Pokemon in Draft League behind Dragapult. Honestly, those two are interchangeable. Mew I think is very close behind those two, because it's just so versatile. It can do whatever it wants. But what I didn't want with this team is for it to be forced into a role, but yeah, offensively, defensively, hazard setter or the just I wanted to make sure it had freedom to do whatever it wanted, and I think I succeeded pretty well with that with this team. But there is a lot of holes, and I'm very aware of the holes in this team, and I think we're gonna have to try and deal with that as the season goes on, because we made 3 trades after the draft because I messed up during the draft, and I think that leaves us with 1 trade for the rest of the season. We're not going to have effectively any trades, so this team is going to be basically what you're going to see for the full season. There's a chance that maybe I'll swap out 1 at some point, but I don't think it's possible to make 1 trade easily with and continue having the same type synergies and stuff on the team. So yeah, likely you're gonna see this all season. We'll have to deal with any holes we've got, but yeah, of course we picked up Mew, and like I said, Mew is just fantastic, very versatile. I do enjoy an offensive Mew, but at the same time defensive can be equally as good. It depends on the matchup. Hazard Mew I'm not a fan of, but at the same time if the matchup calls for it, then by all means I can run it. But because of that, I want to make sure I had all of the hazards covered that Mew can learn. It doesn't learn Sticky Web. I wasn't too worried about Sticky Web, though looking at my team now, it'd actually be quite nice. Yeah, so we picked up Spikes and Stealth Rock in the form of Ferrothorn. Very good defensive mon as well, so it does take some of the pressure away from you from being defensive, especially as a blanket check for certain types. It does partner really nicely with Mew as well, with Ferrothorn's fighting type being covered. Doesn't really help Mew in the sense that it's not exactly resistant to any of the typings that Mew is weak to, but I try and cover that up with other defensive pieces. So if I want to run it defensively as a part of the core, then yeah, I have defensive options for other things that Mew is weak to. Picked up Toxic Spikes in the form of Galarian Weezing. I've been using this in another league off the channel. I guess it's a showdown league, so I don't tend to upload that. I do plan on uploading it as one big sort of season when it's finished, just like all in one. But yeah, wheezing is fantastic. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It does cover that toxic spikes that Mew also would be potentially pigeonholed into running if I needed it, like desperately wanted it 1 week, it would have to run it. I don't have to worry about that now. It also gives me another fighting resist, so Mew doesn't have to necessarily rely on being the only fighting resist on my team. It gives me a good fighting resist that's also resistant to knockoff, because a lot of the fighting types learn knockoff, and that's just not great for Mew to have to always run Coldberry. So yeah, wheezing works really nicely on this team. Offensively, I picked up, well, most of the team now is offensive, other than Greedent. Of course I had to pick up Greedent, like that was the given. Like this mon has pretty much summed up my entire time in Gen 8 Wi-Fi, so yeah, Greedent's there. It's just a fantastic all-round mon. It pairs really nice to my defensive core as well. Like its weaknesses being just to fighting, and a lot of my defensive pieces are resistant to fighting. So yeah, Greedent, really happy to have it on the team. Yeah, offensively, we have a lot of very good mons. Volcarona is a great setup sweeper, takes some of the setup sweeping responsibility away from Mew, so Mew can potentially run a different set that week that I want to run certain things with setup. Having Vanillux is fantastic for elite, like helping Mew and Volcarona to set up. Aurora Veil Sport is great, but honestly, Specs and Scarf Vanillux are also very, very viable. Really strong mons like base 120 special attack or something along those lines. So yeah, Vanillux is not just a utility piece in this team. I think it's actually going to be very good offensively as well. Golurk, I love using Golurk. I had it in UBL. It's just so versatile. No, it's like, it looks like something should be very kind of one-dimensional, but yeah, it can run many sets. It's bulky enough to be like a good like a Soul Vest user. It could be a Rock Polish mon, it could be Choice Banded, could even be Choice Scarf. It's got like so much sets it can run, great coverage and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Golurk is fantastic, and I really like this typing on this team as well. Gives me a great wall breaker. Speaking of wall breakers, you got Urshifu Rapid Strike. As much as I want to pick up Single Strike Urshifu, but I'd already used it, I want to use something different. I did pick up Urshifu in its Rapid Strike form. I'm very excited to use this because I have used it in another league off of the channel, and in the first like 5 weeks it went like 10 and something, I think. I don't remember. It had a good start to the season. I thought it was really good. I was enjoying using it. I unfortunately had to drop, but yeah, it was a lot of fun when I was using it, so I wanted to pick it up and have a full season with it, see what I can do with it, and yeah, it's a very, very powerful mon. Noivern is, again, another mon that I've used in the past. Really, really enjoyed using it. It's so versatile as well. Like, versatility is something I was definitely looking out for here. It can be a great bulky kind of defog mon. It can be a taunt stall breaker. You can run a Scarfed, you can run Specs, you can run just like a pivot set as well. And it can do all those jobs really, really well. Electivire was the electric type of my team. I definitely wanted an electric just to be able to resist electric firstly. Also just because I wanted the ability to use Volt Switch as well outside of Mew. Of course, Mew can be a pivot fairly freely. It can pivot into other things. But yeah, Electivire I think gives me a nice kind of another wall breaking option should I want to. It can be physical or special. Good speed tier as well, just below Urshifu at 97. My speed tier is generally not great. Noivern I definitely wanted for that 123 speed tier just to help with mons like Zeraora, Dragapult, Barraskewda I guess, but I don't think that went drafted. Yeah, those kind of mons that really really kind of force like are able to run Modest and Adamant. This kind of forces them to have to think twice about that. Just because I think with 123 they have to run Timid or Jolly. I could be wrong on that, but if they do run Adamant or Modest, then they're going to have no bulk. So yeah, that's something that I want to pick up. Then we got Absol as our dark type. This was not my ideal dark type, but we're going to run with it. We're going to see if we can make it work. If not, we might be able to trade away for another 3-point dark type, but I don't know. Absol was definitely the best of what was there, so I definitely felt like I wanted a dark type just to be able to resist dark. All that pressure at the moment is on Weezing and Urshifu. Urshifu isn't really something I want to switch in, and I don't always want to bring Weezing to every week, so I could leave myself very open to knockoff spam, and also to very strong ghost types that can be around in this gen. Greedent obviously is great as a ghost check, but that was the only one I had to this point. So yeah, Absol gives me, it's not a ghost check, but it's an offensive way of dealing with ghosts, as opposed to Greedent that's more of a defensive check to ghost. So yeah, that's going to be the team. It's not exactly the team I wanted. I did get sniped a couple of times, but it also didn't help that I was away on vacation when this draft was happening, so there was a few times where I was kind of looking at just looking at the draft tier list and going, okay, yeah, that looks good. And when I got home, I was like, nah, this team doesn't really work. So I had to make free trades to try and help with that issue. But yeah, I think we gotten so far into the draft and I missed out on a few things that I desperately wanted, that it kind of led to a situation where we picked up a team that maybe not ideal. We do have some glaring weaknesses that I'm not going to say, but they are definitely there. And coaches will, at this level, coaches will be able to pick up on that. And I'm sure I'm going to have to try and be a bit smart about how I build and how I defend against those weaknesses, because they are a little bit prevalent and I'm very aware of it. So yeah, it's going to be a team. If you're excited for the season, please leave a like, subscribe, and like I said, make sure to check out every coach in the CGT, because they are all fantastic players, like the best of the best in terms of Wi-Fi this gen. All great content creators as well. Like, some of them are hugely underrated, deserve much more love. So make sure to go check them out. And until next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.